Hey, what's happening, Alfonso? Just was curious about how the meeting went and what the summary was of how you were able to play when you got into the game. You know, playing behind so many vets and things of that nature, and what stood out to you the most about this season.
Meeting went smooth. Pretty much just told me, they, like how I stay ready. Whenever my number was called, just being ready, and that's something I take pride in. Just staying ready, so I don't have to get ready. So that was a positive. But as far as the season, definitely ended sooner than we intended. But as I look back on the season, for me personally, I gained a lot. Just being able to be around such good veteran guys, and just being able to watch them and take away stuff from those guys. And yeah, it's been a learning experience for me, and I'm appreciative of that.
And just to follow up on that, is there anything in particular that stood out to you that you learned, and whether it was LeBron or AD or Dudley, whoever?
I think just watching guys, like LeBron and AD, West, guys who just been in the league for a while, just watching how they maneuver in general as a professional, and how they approach every day. They've been around for a while, and I'm trying to be around for a while, so I'm just taking as much as I can from those guys, and just learning and going with it.
Dave.
Hey, Alfonso, you've played with probably the two most important players of their generation, the last 15 years or so, in LeBron and Steph. What have those experiences been like? Do you compare and contrast the two at all? Do you see commonalities in the two of them that allow them both to be so impactful?
Man, it's definitely been great. As someone who's watched basketball my whole life, I've watched LeBron pretty much my whole life. Guys like Steph and Kevin, like I watched those guys so much. So to be able to, take the floor and compete with those guys, it's definitely been a blessing for me. And they all special in their own way. So great guys off the court, great basketball players, as everybody knows, and it's just been a blessing for me to even be able to be teammates and compete with those guys. Like I said, I learned a lot from LeBron and other guys this year, and from that team previously. Same thing, like I took a lot of stuff away from those guys, and yeah.
Kylo.
Alfonso, to that point, you've played on contending teams that had a very realistic shot of winning a championship. Do you think when you look back on this year, you'll think of this team in that way if the injuries hadn't happened?
For sure. Obviously, injuries, that's something we pretty much can't control. If it was up to us, we'd never get hurt. But we had a great team this year. We had a great team, and I think without the injuries, I think we're in a different position. But like I said, injury, is something we can't control, and I'm a firm believer in everything happens for a reason. So the season didn't end how we wanted to, but I'm pretty sure guys will just look back at the entire season and take a lot of positives from it, and get back to work and get ready for next season.
Dan.
Hey, Alfonso, your journey to the NBA is taking you to play basketball in front of some pretty empty buildings, I would assume, along the way. Like I know what they were like at Lance Arena in Charleston. What was it like experiencing that as an NBA player this year, and how did you see it affect your teammates. Was it harder to get up for games? The energy lower? What was sort of the effect of doing it at this level?
For me, it was definitely a little weird, not having fans. But I have been in, situations where I've played in games with no fans. So I've experienced it, but speaking for the other guys, I think a lot of other guys, they never experienced that, and it can be a energy drainer in a sense. You're so used to just playing in big crowds of people, and you come back and it's empty. It's empty. Kind of depressing to a sense, but I was just happy we were able to get fans in at some point this year. The Laker fans, great fans, and I know they was excited to be able to get back in and see some live basketball, and I'm happy we was able to get them back in.
Okay. Last question, Corey Harrison.
Yeah, Alfonzo. What would you reflect on this season, about this season in the offseason?
Say it again.
This season, what would your reflection be in the offseason about this season?
As far as like a whole, or just like myself?
Just yourself, about the team, and just overall in general.
Like I said, like this season, we just was hindered by injuries. So it's without those. It's a different year. But like I said, it was a lot of positives this year. I think a lot of guys took strides. A lot of guys learned. A lot of guys got better, including myself. So it's really just taking all the positives from this season and just going into the off season with the mindset just to get better and working on whatever it is, guys need to work on, whatever they feel they need to work on, and just come back next season and, be prepared and be ready to, go back out there and get back to it and, hopefully compete for a championship, because that's always the ultimate goal, coming into each season.